I forgot this game was in high definition. This is probably the best this game's ever looked for me. Because I'm one of them plebs that never bought a HDMI for my 360. Or original. Well, I don't think original Xbox had HDMI, did it? I do not rightly remember. I just remember that I used to play this and KOTOR 1 a lot on my 360 and I never had a HDMI for it. So it didn't look the best. But this looked pretty damn good. Did we talk to Kreia? That door's shut, so... yeah, okay, I guess... It's been like 2 weeks. I guess we spoke to Adam and that was it. Hey buddy! How's it going? It's missing several parts, and we have one. As you can probably tell, HK-47 here, locked behind story progression. Gonna have to get the parts to get him back. And there's T3. He wanders around sometimes. He does that. Why are we skipping his dialogue? There we go. Basically, the explanation as to why he's level 1 again and not like a high up level from KOTOR 1. It's just because he got damaged. And that's it. Also, if you want to gain influence with T3, just don't treat him like shit. It's that simple. Do I even have the skill to do any of these? Okay, I don't. What about the repair one? I do not. Well. That's everything, I guess. Got influence for him though, but guess we'll come back and do that later. Okay, so we gotta talk to Kreia, then back to Atten, and then to one of my least favourite zones in the entire game.
Have you come for more answers? There is little more left to give. That does not surprise me, any more than you hearing my thoughts when we were apart. The pain, however, was unexpected. If I could, I would have shielded you from it.
I'm certain you would have. I don't remember what options give her influence. Because she's a tricky thing. She's more of a pragmatic, somewhat leaning towards the dark side options, where it's like, yeah, all that matters is strength and shit, man. Just get shit done. Which one's counterintuitive to the whole light Jedi thing going on?
I do not know. I fear that the consequences would have been more extreme. Possibly, yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
Oh, that's brilliant.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Paragus. I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong and its roots run deep. It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, The other is aided
And
as
this
well.
is why I always kit her out with buffs and heals. Because I was like, I'm gonna do the damage, you just sit back and buff me.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have noticed...
Not in
it
gameplay
has
though,
its
only in
drawbacks.
story.
I do not know. The Sith struck more swiftly than I thought, and they will not stop until they have you in their grasp. If you fall, all the galaxy will echo it. It does not matter where we go. It is not the destination that matters. It is the journey. All paths will take us to the end, whatever it may be, and no matter how strongly we fight against it. For now, we are bound for Telos, and that is enough. Before the war, Jedi who failed their training were sent to the fields of Telos to serve the galaxy, not as Jedi Knights, but as farmers and laborers. The destruction of Telos was complete. I doubt any Jedi remain. Yet there may be echoes of their passing. We shall see. Then I am left with nothing more than we had already. My faith in you and your ability to meet
Your faith
what
is misplaced,
comes.
lady. Your faith is misplaced.
Ask, and I will answer. These Sith, they seek the death of all Jedi, as have all the Sith, since the Jedi Order was first split. Yes, the Jedi Civil War is not the first one of its kind. Thousands of years ago, the Jedi had another civil war that split the Order. It was a terrible thing. A faction among the Jedi abandoned the teachings of the Order, following their own path. They waged war on their fellow Jedi, a war that raged across the galaxy. But these fallen Jedi were cast out, defeated, and they retreated to worlds in the Outer Rim. Over time, they took on the mantle of the Lords of the Sith, but in their hearts they never forgot the Jedi. The hatred for the Jedi Order burns in their veins like fire and echoes in their teachings. Revan tasted it, as Malak did. In a manner of speaking, they are different from Malak in that they are concerned only with the destruction of the Jedi. For them, it is all that matters, all that ever mattered. It is a different war these Sith wage, a thing of silence and shadow. They strike from the darkness, hiding from the face of the galaxy until all Jedi are exterminated. After all the Jedi are gone, then the galaxy is theirs, no matter whether the Sith or the Republic rules. It is the dark side that shall reign, unchecked. I believe them to be the result of special teachings. Their apparent weakness against you is evidence of this. Those Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. But after Paragas, I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more...
That's actually a mad technique. It's like, oh, I gotta kill a Jedi. How strong is he? Great, I'm stronger. Some anime shit.
Ask, and I will answer. Indeed. And was it the same as before? If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force. What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without
You mean that's not how it happened? I thought I just forgot, you know? That's how that works, right? That's how that shit works.
Indeed it is. It is much like losing one's ability to listen, or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own and exiled them as they did you. If not the Jedi, then what did you think was the cause of such a loss? War leaves many scars, but rarely does it blind one to the Force. If anything, conflict and challenge may make the connection stronger, more intense. No matter what horrors you experienced in the war, no matter who you served, it is unlikely that the Force would be lost to you unless another factor was involved. It is possible that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live. Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again, and if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done. Do not honor me, fallen Jedi. Honor it by listening and learning. Do that, and perhaps we shall survive this thing, you and I. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it
I'm looking at the time, but this conversation's lasted longer than I thought it would.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you through my words and presence. Ask, and I will answer. Much has happened in the galaxy in your absence, and since the defeat of the Mandalorians at Malachor 5. It is a tale you already know well. Almost a decade ago, the Mandalorians began preying on the Republic, bringing the fires of war to many planets along the Outer Rim. Their predations continued, winning victory after victory, until the Republic finally begged the Jedi Council for aid. Indeed, the Jedi Council counseled caution and patience to assess the Mandalorian threat as the Outer Rim burned. 2 Jedi Knights, Revan and Malak, defied the Jedi Council. They challenged the Mandalorian fierceness and brutality on the battlefield with a viciousness of their own. Revan's entrance into the conflict marked the true beginning and end of the war. It was Revan who drove the Mandalorians back into the unknown regions. Yes, I have heard tales of Malachor 5 and Revan's part in it. I know you served there in that final battle. It must have been a terrible thing. You speak the truth. The war's end was merely another beginning, and what seemed a victory for the Republic was far from it. Many believed the Mandalorians defeated Malachor 5, but the Mandalorians taught the Jedi much through battle, and so it was that Malak, Revan, and the Jedi that followed them discovered their true natures in the Mandalorian Crusade. But you know this. Did Revan fail? Or was it the failure of the Jedi teachings? A question for another time, perhaps. As Revan and Malak fought the Mandalorians in battle after battle, they grew to despise weakness, just as the Mandalorians did. In the end, the Mandalorians had taught them through conflict, shaped the Jedi, and turned them into a weapon against the Republic. Revan and Malak and all the Jedi that served them turned against the Republic and the Jedi.
There's a lot going on
Jedi
here.
Fought Jedi.
There's a lot
Revan
of chatting.
was ambushed by the Jedi and captured. Malak continued to wage war in his master's place, inflicting terrible wounds on the Republic. Wounds that
I did not.
still.
I didn't know, like, take into account this would be as long as it is. Because when you're playing by yourself, you don't really think about it. But when there's a timer on screen, just above most of the dialogue, it's like, ah, yeah, this is, ooh, okay.
As all Sith do without a strong enemy, the Sith turned on each other. Revan escaped the Jedi and returned to finish Malak, and that was the end of the Jedi Civil War. After defeating Malak, Revan left the Republic, and there are none who know where he has gone. It is said that the Sith remnants turned on themselves after Revan defeated Malak, reducing Korriban to ruin as the Republic still bleeds and struggles for life. Where Revan wanders now.
I think there's an entire like comic series based on what Revan did, where he is now, and the events that lead up to the MMO SWTOR, and how he's in there despite being like 300 years in the future. I think it's a comic series. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
It would seem that way from a certain point of view, perhaps. The Jedi Civil War left wounds that have yet to heal. We shall see if the Republic has the strength to survive. A culture's teachings, and most importantly the nature of its people, achieve definition in conflict. They find themselves or find themselves lacking. Too long did the Republic remain unchallenged. It is a stagnant beast that labors for breath and has for centuries. The Jedi Order was the heart that sustained its sickness. Now the Jedi are lost. We shall see how long the Republic can survive. We shall see. The Jedi Civil War cost the Republic much. The resources of the Sith seemed limitless. The Republic's was not. Fleets of warships, soldiers, and people were lost. Entire planets were decimated. Their inhabitants dead or refugees. It is a great burden for any civilization to bear. And this new threat, it is a quiet thing. Unlike the Jedi Civil War, it drives at something deeper than the strength of the Republic. It is aimed at you. The Republic was never what was important, ever. It was but a shell that surrounds the Jedi, just as the teachings of the Jedi are a shell surrounding the heart of man. You see, the war, the true war, has never been one waged by droids or warships or soldiers. They are but crude matter, obstacles against which we test ourselves. The true war is waged in the hearts of all living things, against our own natures, light or dark. That is what shapes and binds this galaxy, not these creations of man. You are the battleground, and if you fall, the death of the Republic will be such a quiet thing, a whisper, that shall herald the darkness.
I love
to come.
the way like she and like Joe Lee from the first game talk, where it's just pragmatic, neither light or dark. We're just gonna walk the edge. There's a thin line between light and dark. We're just gonna walk that. We're gonna see both sides and just say like which one's stupid. I don't know why. I just love that. Although Joe Lee clearly leans more towards the light, Kreia, in her negativity towards the Jedi and the Republic, leads more towards the dark. But they're still walking the line. They're like both sides are stupid. I don't know why. I just love that. And I think that's it for Kreia's dialogue. Yeah, that's everything.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos. He is a fool and an imbecile. His potential lies downwards, not up. Watch that one. His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
Ah, yeah. Light side and influence, baby. And now we're done with her. And now for one conversation in the game that bothers me. That I mentioned in the last one. I think it was the last episode. But yeah, this conversation bothers me. Personal reasons that would bother no one else.
How's our passenger? She's still aging? What a surprise. Just so you Jedi know, the whole cryptic routine isn't mysterious, it's just irritating. If you really can see the future, you should be at the Pazak table. Then she must be royalty, because she's got to be queen of the galaxy to bark out orders like that. Or maybe she's senile. I mean, how old do you think she is? She may have been good looking once, but it takes some hard living to make creases like that. Hey, I just got out of prison. If we had a decent nav computer, trust me, we'd be dropping out of hyperspace into the Nar Shaddaa Red Sector right now. After spacing that old witch, of course. Whoa, all right, don't get mad at me. Hey, I didn't ask her to stay behind and get her hand cut off, okay? I mean, I appreciate what she did and all, but she could stand to lay off the insults herself, you know? Yeah? Well, how much water you get from a stone depends what planet you're on. Like we have a choice? It's the only place Baragas had logged in their astrogation charts. If you thought Baragas was dead, then Telos is the dying world they're trying to breathe back to life. Should be there before too long. You can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you. So, what happened? Don't give me that. There were plenty of times back on Baragas where a lightsaber would have been helpful. So where's yours? Oh yeah? I thought a Jedi was supposed to be married to their lightsaber. Guess I heard wrong. Were you a single hilt or one of those double-bladed Jedi?
This is the moment that irritates me to no end. And it would irritate no one else. I went at length in KOTOR 1 to say that dual wielding is my thing. One lightsaber in each hand. And this game's like, no, you get a choice of one lightsaber or double-bladed. And I'm just like, god damn it. God damn it. And I would default to double-bladed, but I might go for single hilt to keep my theme going. Because it's what I do.
Huh. Figures. It wasn't red, was it? Yeah? Unique how?
Okay. Everything sort of froze there. That was not a good sign. Anyway, so blue, green, yellow, violet. Yeah, so we got the regular 3, we got... How am I forgetting his name? Sam Jackson's character. Mace Windu, that's it. Cloploon. Some type of green, which is different to normal green somehow. Silver. I'm gonna be different. Let's go for the special.
Must have been something. Sure be nice to have it now. Might make those Sith think twice before coming after us. Alright, forget I said anything. Like I said before, you can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind
you. Mean in front of me? You mean directly? I'm looking at it. Alright, well. Looks like we're going to Telos. Oh yeah. One of my favourite zones in the entire game.